Why, hello there, everyone. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to a darker Doug. Do you not have as many lights on as usual? You're a darker Doug today.
I don't know.
Okay.
Here, hold on. I could do this.
Now you're
Look,
glowing though.
and now I'm like going away. Yeah, all I had to do was like turn on the. Hold on, let me put it to the side. Oh, actually, that's not bad. That's
No,
okay.
that's better.
Yeah, I just opened up the internet. It's just white reflecting off a very easily reflectable surface.
Yes, well, welcome everyone to Chatting with Doug, the weekly show where you get to ask this guy right over here the questions that you've always wanted the answers to, whether they be about movies or the meaning of life, you know? Actually, probably don't ask us about the meaning of life.
I think I've been asked that before. I always just go with the safe 42.
Right. That's
always
a
gets a response.
classic answer. Anyway, let me get to the rules here so that we can start answering these questions. I see we already have a hype train going on over on Twitch and on YouTube. We've got the super chats rolling on in. So let's get to these rules. First and foremost here, we give priority to the bit messages and super chats since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, sometimes we have time for highlighted questions over on Twitch or regular chat questions over on YouTube, but please save your question then for the end of stream there, because if you're going to repeat yourself over and over in chat, you can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. So save that question so you don't run into that problem, okay? Over on the YouTube side of things, we prioritize super chats that are $5 and over. We have a large volume of questions that come in, so this is just a way for us to be able to prioritize and then also still get to the non-paid questions, because I swear, chat, we are trying our best to get to those. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we are going to lose the point, and we do not have time to repeat it or figure out what you were trying to say. So short and to the point is better. Also, in that same vein, if you absolutely must break up your comment or question into multiple parts, please keep it to 3 absolute max. Again, we just don't have time to figure out how part 7 related to part 1 and what you're trying to ask. So short and to the point, 3 absolute max. That'll do it. Also along those same lines, please keep it to 1 question per bit message or super chat. We have hundreds or over 100 people in our combined chats here who are trying to ask a question. So it's not fair if you get to ask 7 and someone else hasn't even asked 1 yet. 7 in 1, so to speak. And I reserve the right to pare down the questions then if they are long or you do have too many in one. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry. We're trying to keep this train in motion here. Please, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to see the latest and greatest that's out there right now. We can't have Tron Ares spoiled for the internet, guys. we can't do that to people.
I'll spoil it for you. It's not that good.
I had to say this last week because I still see this floating around too. No spoilers for Wicked. I understand you've seen the stage play. Not everyone has though, okay? So let people see the movie before we start talking about what happens in Wicked for good, all right?
It's the exact same as the Wizard of Oz books. I mean, exactly the same. Actually, even the Wizard of Oz isn't the same as the Wizard of Oz books. The more I think about it.
Yeah, it is. It's not at
quite
all.
different.
I feel like I've missed something.
No, I think we got them.
But I think, yeah, I think we're
no
good.
swearing for me.
Of course. Classic. No swearing, Doug. All right. Great. Amazing.
I think we good.
Fantastic. Let's do it then. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the recent episode of Rick and Morty that guest starred James Gunn and Zack Snyder?
That was cute. I don't know if I got into it quite as much as everyone else did, but I think just the idea that they're A on Rick and Morty and B on Rick and Morty together is kind of neat. I don't know. I never assumed they had any beef or anything like that. I think it's more the fan bases that have the beef. If anything, they're probably like, all right, this will probably calm things down a little bit.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $10 super chat. I'll admit, when you said last week that this week's NC would be a movie made 35 years ago, I misheard and thought you said 25, so I thought you were going to do American Psycho. Would you ever do that one?
Yeah, probably. I do have it on the list. That was like an NC-17 movie when it came out, wasn't it? And I'm honestly trying to remember why. I mean, I saw it, I remember liking it, but I was like, was it really that intense or that crazy? I don't remember that. So, if for any other reason, just to see it again for that, but I do remember liking it.
Which Twitch is Twitch. Thank you for that 12-month subscription over on Twitch.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back. Appreciate that. Hi, Doug. I love the opening sketch to today's video. But seriously, though, why haven't you reviewed one of the all-time bad movies, Troll 2, yet? What are you waiting for? Huh? What are you waiting for?
I have nothing to say that everyone else hasn't already said. I tried to do reviews where I know I can bring something a little unique to it, a little different. And that's one where just my thoughts is everybody else's thoughts. I have nothing at all to really add to it. So yeah, if there's something, same thing with Mac and me. I'm just like, I don't know, what am I gonna say? It's just gonna be the same that everyone said a million times. So if I can think of a unique point of view or something new to add, maybe I will. But as of now, I can't really think of anything.
The Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Good evening, Duggantine McKee, or is it Valentine DeGee? You decide. And hello, Heather Lebeck.
Hi.
Hello. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. You have made it clear that you don't like Lightyear, so I was wondering, do you have any plans to review it for Nostalgia Critic?
No, it's way too boring. I'll get to other Pixar movies, but that one, I mean, I feel like I got all out in the Disney December. What I didn't like about it, I can't think of anything else to add on top of that.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. In the Owl House, do you think Bosha, the three-eyed witch bully, should have gotten some form of comeuppance, like getting her butt kicked by Willow? I don't know if it's Bosha or Busha. A three-eyed witch
I'm
bully.
I'm looking at this character. I remember seeing this character. I don't remember much. Maybe she was just like kind of the school bully or something, or was she like the Quidditch parody bully? It's like really been a hot minute. I'm blanking on her. I'm so sorry. I guess she must not have left that being an impression on me. I'm so sorry.
JL, thank you for the $5 super chat. In Jungle Book, what song do you prefer and which one do you listen to most often?
Let me look at I do like the creepiness of Trust in Me. That's such a it's such a relaxing and therefore very creepy, like you don't want to fall asleep to it, but you know, that's kind of the idea to it. Let's see. Baron Sessions, oh no, the last one, the one the girls say, I think that's a beautiful. So it's actually so good. I wish it was in something, and it's perfect for that scene. Don't get me wrong, but like the melody is haunting. It's like a haunting melody, and I want to hear like a ghost sing it. You know what I mean? Remembering like her past or something like that. But it's like, no, it's just about a girl getting the water. When she grows up, she'll do the same, and that's it. It's supposed to be like, it's supposed to lure Mowgli in and everything. But man, that melody is so good. I really wish it was to something even stronger, something you could put stronger lyrics to. But I still love it. I love listening to it. I love how it's very clearly like a 20, 30-year-old woman singing for like a little girl too.
Yeah. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the 1956 film version of Moby Dick? I enjoyed it overall, but thought Gregory Peck was miscast, especially in the moments where Ahab screams and yells. Apparently, even he wasn't very proud of his performance.
I haven't seen it in a hot minute, but boy, when I think of Ahab, that's the one I think. So I haven't seen him play it, but the only other actor I could think of that I'm like, ooh, like he could do that role really good. Like maybe better would be George C. Scott. But I really liked Gregory Peck in that quite a bit. And I do like that version, even though there's some, it's of the time. There's some effects aren't going to hold up that great, but others do hold up pretty good. So I remember really liking it. The only part where I'm like, they should have edited this out or something like that was the rod when the lightning hits the rod and he goes like that to it. It just looks so ridiculous. Like even back then, I'm like, nah, that's pretty silly. You should have done something else.
The Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Jim Carrey is in talks to star in a live action Jetsons movie. Any thoughts?
I guess would he play George? I don't think he played the dog.
Right.
Yeah, though he probably could. I feel like he might be too old, but
I would agree.
he could probably still play it fine. I mean, the issue with the movie is, or the world, I should say, is that really is it. It's just the world. The characters themselves are very bland and kind of forgettable. So it really would depend on the writing and where you go from there. You would have to really bring something new to it. You can't just go off of the source material and be like, okay, this is likable enough. No, you need to bring something new to it. So I don't know. I'm not saying, oh, it's doomed, on arrival or anything, but yeah, it's not something I'm jumping up and down like, ooh, this will be great.
Truth, Hope, Love, thank you for the $20 super chat. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Why is it Disney classifies itself as a family-friendly company, yet hires people like Cheech Marin, Bobcat Goldthwait, Robin Williams, Jason Alexander, Whoopi Goldberg, Eddie Murphy, Sarah Silverman, and even Buddy Hackett?
Oh, I mean, people have a variety. That's kind of like saying somebody that, told an off-color joke once can't read a bedtime story to a kid, you know what I mean? Or like to a bunch of kids, there's variety out there. And I don't think kids, the stuff they're in, they also have ratings. A lot of their stand-ups and everything are rated R. The movies where they're much more adult are rated PG-13 and R and so on and so forth. So I think people know to separate them. And I think if it was switched and kids were seeing this adult stuff all the time and then they saw the family friendly stuff, maybe, but they usually see the family friendly stuff first, and then when they grow up they kind of like the fact, oh, like that person was the mouse in this and now he's doing, he's saying bad words. It's actually kind of even more fun. So yeah, I never had an issue with it.
Methuselah, thank you for the $5 super chat. You've done the top 12 Christmas commercials, so what about a top 1,408 Halloween commercials? Okay, sheesh. 13 is fine too, I guess.
I've thought about doing Halloween commercials, but every time I get around to it, I'm like, nah, there's too many movies I want to do. I mean, this year I did the top 11 list because I was like, let me just see if I can still do it, because I changed up my workflow a little bit. And I got through it, but it was still really rough. So I don't know when the next one's going to be. But yeah, I don't know. For Halloween, I don't know if I've been like around long enough. I don't know. I guess like people have grown up like, in the 2000s and stuff like that. Like I think they're going to have a different list than mine, and I don't think I've seen a lot of those commercials growing up. Like it's going to be a different kind of nostalgia, so I don't think I'm going to be the best representative of that. I think I'm sure I can get some in there, but I don't think I'm going to be the ultimate voice on that.
Case, thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Sir Douglas, you said Rob Zombie's remake is the second best Halloween movie, and you know what? I agree 1000%. The Halloween 78, Halloween 3, and the remake are the only ones I love. The rest are just not that special, in my opinion.
And the funny thing about Halloween 3, I always bring it up because it's gotten a resurgence, which I don't think is bad. There's a lot of great things in it, but it's very boring. That is the thing. I remember those handful of great moments that stand out, and I do think, do encompass just what's great about Halloween. But I actually think majority of it is very dull. So between the two of them, like, well, the Rob Zombie one did keep my attention more, and Halloween 2, I guess, is kind of debatable. I don't know. I like they added a little bit more with the connection between him and Jamie Lee Curtis there, but everything else, I'm like, yeah, it just kind of felt like rinse repeat again. They just stuck in a hospital.
Truth, Hope, Love, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which cartoon tuxedo cat do you like better and why? Disney's Figaro or Warner's Pussyfoot?
Hold on. Warner Bros. Pussyfoot. I'm blanking on that one. Oh yeah, okay. The little, oh, him. Come on, I just like that cartoon a lot. The one with the bulldog and everything. I mean, they're both very cute cats and everything. They're both from great stories, but yeah, that one. I'm just looking at it right now. I'm just like, Just looking at that, he's way too adorable. I love the way I think I like that character more because he plays such a big part in the story. He melts the heart of the bulldog. He has like this clear role in the story that's gonna move it forward and get the emotion going and everything. Where Figaro's a very cute character, but he's not essential to Pinocchio, you know.
Movie lover, thank you for that 8-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Hard to believe it's been 8 months. Anyway, have you seen the musical film Bugsy Malone?
No, but I want to make sure that's the one I'm thinking of. On Bugsy Malone film. Yeah, I didn't believe it was real when somebody brought it up. I think somebody even brought it up at the stream, and I was just looking at it going, what the hell? I should check it out just to see what on earth. For those who don't know, I guess it's the story of Bugsy Malone, but it's told entirely with kids. It was made in the 70s, and Jodie Foster's in it when she was still a kid and everything. Scott Baio, I guess, is in it. And they're all, I guess, just doing like a typical Bugsy movie, except it's a musical, and they're all kids. And I don't know anything about it outside of that, so I've always been a little curious to check it out because that's just so weird.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since you're clearly never going to review the Tim Curry Worst Witch, can you at least do a spoof of the song for the intro next Nostalgiaween?
We did a long time. Oh, what was it? I think it was her review of Worst Witch, Nostalgia Chick's review. We did a parody there, and I remember because I just saw that, and I saw she was going to review it coming up. I was just like, is there any like only if you're open to it? Is it cool if like we can't do a music? I can write the song. I can do whatever. Just are you down if we do like a music video with this? And she was down because I was gonna go visit. We were gonna do I think Moulin Rouge or something like that. And she used like the same bad green screen effects and everything, and it was pretty fun.
At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for Sam Raimi's Send Help? And how hot do you find Rachel McAdams as a workaholic turned would-be killer?
Today.
Boy, the fact that it's being released in January, that's kind of a big warning sign.
Oh no.
It wasn't looking good to me. The only thing that piqued my interest is that it was Sam Raimi directing it, but maybe if it came out 10, 15 years ago, but we've just seen so many of these eat the rich, get revenge, working under someone else. And even before then, just stranded on a desert island where everything's switched around. I mean, that's been done so many times. I'm hoping his directing can bring something new to it, just some sort of crazy insanity that'll be fun. That is the only thing I'm hopeful for about it. But again, being released in January, that's not the best sign.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Question for Heather. Have you been watching the new season of Only Murders in the Building? And if so, what do you think so far? I have, but I'm not totally caught up with what's going on yet. I think I'm like maybe 5 episodes in. I'm enjoying it. It hasn't been my favorite so far, especially I thought I would like the season more because Lester. But I don't know. I don't love what they're doing with Charles right now. I mean, I get it because people go through that kind of like midlife crisis thing, but like I don't love what they're doing with Charles right now. I do like the robot stuff, and I think I'm interested in stuff going on with Thee, but like there's just so much going on, and I don't know. I haven't figured out if I like it yet or not. It hasn't completely like clawed me in, if that makes sense.
You gotta wait for the end, see how it all wraps up.
Yeah. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bit. Oh, I just read that. Sorry. Jimmy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Growing up in the 80s and 90s during the rise of hip hop, were there any rappers you gravitated towards?
Obviously, MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice. Come on. No, it's funny. Even though I was growing up around that, it didn't register to me as like, this is a new sound, kind of thing. For some reason, I just kind of got in my head, oh yeah, well, this has always just been around, something like this. So I didn't put that much focus on. I would hear some stuff on the radio. It really wasn't until years later I went back and I started listening to some stuff. And I like a lot of it, but I mean, if you were to say, which artist did which song and stuff like that, I probably couldn't tell you. But it was cool going back and being like, oh yeah, I do remember this playing on the radio. Oh, that's what they were singing about. That's what they were talking about, everything. So like, that's kind of cool. But no, it wasn't something I got super into, but I was aware of it. I was I was so aware that it didn't even dawn on me that this was something new. You know what I mean? So yeah, I found out more about it afterwards, and now I like looking back at a lot of these stories, like that miniseries about the Wu-Tang Clan and Straight Outta Compton and stuff like that. And like I knew some of the bullet points about it, but I didn't know like the whole story. So it is cool watching these movies and shows and being like, oh, okay, like that's the details of that.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Heather, in your opinion, what do you think Doug's Pokemon team would be? Or at least his starter Pokemon? He would want anything that is big, powerful, and punchy. He's not going to worry about the
Yeah.
meta at all. Give him like a Charizard to set things on fire. Give him like a Lucario or a Mewtwo to punch things, use a little psychic. I mean, hell, you know what? Doug would just want to have Arceus. Let's just throw him the god of Pokemon. You know, let's just put that in his team. A little bit of
I'm gonna look
Arceus.
what our key. How you spell
Well,
it?
okay, so I shouldn't say there's debate. It's spelled Arceus. He's like Pokemon god.
Cool. Does he have like a face? Does he have any eyes? Is it like hidden in there or something? It's almost like a friendlier version of Geiger's alien a little bit. Actually, it looks kind of cool. Huh.
Yeah, that's a cool
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Cool.
Pokemon.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Wizard of What? Thank you for the $5. Oh, I just read that. Goodness, Heather. Patrick, thank you for the $5 super chat. A Disney December on I think maybe Lilo and Stitch remake is pointless if you do a Nostalgia Critic after.
I agree. Or switch around. Maybe do that first. Maybe.
Bernsey, thank you for the 500 bits. Yay, I'm in San Diego. Gonna enjoy this town. Looking forward to TwitchCon this weekend. Doug, what's your favorite Twilight Zone episode? I'm gonna be at TwitchCon too, Bernsey. Woo!
Man, I really do like All the Time in the World. That's a great one. To Serve Man was the first one that I saw when I was a little kid, and it was like really like gripping. Like I was so disturbed by it, and then you look back years later, and it's still written great, but it's more fun now. It's kind of a campier one, but yeah, I think just the sick jerk in me loves All the Time in the World. I still quote that. No, there was time now, and so much of it is his acting. I love Burgess Meredith, and I love they made 3 appearances, I think, on the Twilight Zone. So that was really cool.
Alexander, thank you for the 500.
Also, Night of the Meek. I love that. I try to watch that every Christmas.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on Bill Paxton's film Frailty?
I liked it. I feel bad that he passed away when he did, because I really saw that as like, that's a good starter film. Like it's good, but now let's see what you can do with like a different type of script. Let's see what you can do with different writers and stuff. And let's really see what we can come up with. Sadly he passed away pretty young. So it's not like a film I love or anything, but it's a film that I go, okay, like I wanted to see more. I was curious to see more. It's a shame I'm not able to.
Deshaun, thank you for the $5 super chat. With Diane Keaton's recent passing, perhaps look into reviewing a film she stars in, like Father of the Bride or something like Mama's Boy from 2007.
I'm on it. Godfather. No, I don't know what she'd be in that, like, A, I have a diehard passion to talk about, and B, my audience would really get into. Not all to say, like, she was great. I saw her in a bunch of stuff, and she had a great charm to her. There's just nothing I can think of top of my head where I'm like, yeah, like I could see myself doing this. I really want to talk about this, and the audience would be on board with it too. So top of my head, I can't think of anything, but I'll try to keep an awareness of it.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. Wow, my brain just glitched there. Have you seen this British play called The Comedy About Spies? It's pretty funny.
No, I don't think I've heard of it. Comedy about spies. No, never heard of it. I'll try to check it out.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the Clint Eastwood Western Outlaw Josie Wales? If so, favorite scene?
No, I don't think I've heard of that one. I'll say this. I'm not a huge Western guy, but I try to see like, sort of the essentials. And that one I haven't even heard of, so I'll have to check it out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Fun fact about Chicken Little, not only were there plans for a sequel, but just recently test footage of canceled TV spinoff was leaked. Why would Disney even think about continuing that franchise? Thank goodness they didn't.
I mean, there's a lot of people that like it too. I don't follow it, but it was interesting, that experimental time when they're like, yeah, we got Pixar, but now let's see what else we can do with CG, and they just could not find that happy ground. I think until Tangled came out, that's when they were just like, oh wait, maybe we can just do our normal stuff just in CG, and that seemed to work out pretty well.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Teeth 2007? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I loved it. That might be. Maybe I can do that. That was what I wanted to do for a while, but I'm like, nah, I can never get that past YouTube or whatever. And then I was really thinking about it. I'm like, well, maybe I can. I think people would just like to see what I have to say about it. But honestly, I thought it was a lot of fun.
AOTV, thank you for the $10 super chat. Kate Mara was introduced to Jamie Bell on Fantastic Four. She said, we fell in love on the press tour. It was sort of like trauma bonding. And here we are, a bunch of kids later, and it's the best.
Cool. Which Fantastic Four? Did they say the
Fan
year?
Four Stick. Sorry, Fan Four Stick.
Oh, Fan Four Stick. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. That's one of the reasons when, Dante Bosco talks about this a lot too, where he's like, it really is the journey. It really is about the experience of making it, because you legit have no idea what's going to be good and what isn't. You just cross your fingers, hope it's going to be good, but it's the making of it that it can be stressful and crazy, but there can be some great bonds and great experiences and stuff like that. So yeah, you hear stuff like that, like that's really, really cool.
Sorry, I'm distracted. YouTube is saying something on YouTube is broken.
Oh no.
Can anyone be more specific about what's going on? Because I'm seeing no issues on my end. So if anyone can be more specific about what the problems are versus just YouTube is broken, I might be able to look at stuff.
That guy with the glasses doesn't have glasses anymore. That's weird. Make him put glasses back on.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. In Robin Hood, what do you think of Maid Marian? I wish they would have used the alternate ending instead of the original one with more of her in it.
I agree. She kind of just disappears for a bit, and that's kind of a shame. And they do have good chemistry too, so it would have been nice if they worked her in a little bit more.
Okay, YouTube itself, the site is having loading issues. Thank you, Waveflow. Okay,
oh,
so there's
okay.
nothing I can do about that.
Sorry.
Nothing I can
hopefully
do
when
about
you watch
that.
it,
I'm sorry.
hopefully when you watch it later, that won't be an issue.
Yeah. Okay. Taylor, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the movie Sexy Beast?
Don't know if I saw the one sexy. I can't wait to see what shows up when
I know, right, Doug? Don't just Google that.
Okay, well, the movie was one of the first things to pop up.
Why wouldn't you just put Sexy Beast movie?
Because maybe I was curious, okay? Maybe I already had it in my Google search. I didn't even have to type it in. Maybe it's my thing. Don't judge. Don't
You're
kink
right.
shame me.
I'm sorry.
With that said, I actually do remember when this was advertised, but I never did see it. So I cannot comment on it.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $5 super chat. I know there's only 4 spots, but if you do Avengers month next March, would you include Civil War or Thunderbolts? They're technically Avengers movies.
Civil War is kinda. Again, it depends how many slots there. But if I had to give up a slot for Thunderbolts, I don't think people would be very happy about that. Well, maybe the second one.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Together 2025? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was funny. I thought the commentary was fun. I like it's one of those movies where it's kind of like Weapons, where they give you a bunch of clues, and then by the time you get to the end, you kind of look back at all the other scenes. You go, oh, that's what was going on. Oh, that's what this was. Okay, that makes more sense now when this was happening. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. It's been a good couple of years for horror films, I feel.
Peter, thank you for the $5 super chat. Whether a movie or show, if they had to make a remake of one of these fantasy franchises, which would you prefer? The Neverending Story or Dinotopia?
I never saw Dinotopia. I'll say this: I love Neverending Story, but if you're gonna do a remake, maybe do a mini series and do it like the book, because the book is quite different. Bastion actually enters the story about halfway through. Well, I mean, literally enters. It goes inside the book and becomes like the ruler and stuff like that. And it goes a very, very different direction. So that would be interesting because I feel like if you did a movie, A, I don't know if you could contain that story to a movie the way it's written. And B, I think it get too much outrage. People saying, no, the original is great. So if they did a mini series like on Max or something, I think that'd be pretty cool.
AOTV, thank you for the $5 super chat. It's being rumored that Anya Taylor-Joy will be Emma Frost in the MCU. What do you think?
Sure. She's one of those actresses where it's like she's good. I never feel like she's spectacular or anything, but she has a fantastic look. I mean, that's just such a sharp, cool looking face. So I think to play that character, like, as soon as you say that, it's like, oh yeah, you could just see her in the outfit, the striking pose and everything. So yeah, I could see that working.
Pudgy Bear, thank you for the $5 super chat. Just out of curiosity, who made the cool standby art while we wait for the stream to begin? I love it.
That's I can never say his name. Kritkin, I think he does the a lot of the Halloween intros as well. He did this year's as well. We always try to put a link to his channel every single time he does an intro, and yeah, super talented, super fast. The way we found him is he just sent us for fun an animated intro of the Beetlejuice cartoon intro, just with a bunch of Nostalgia Critic characters. I was so blown away by it. I was like, can we buy this from you and use it as an intro? He's like, yeah. And yeah, we just use him every once in a while. He does really, really great stuff.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Fun fact about Claus, originally instead of a spoiled rich boy postman, the main character, Jesper, was a broke chimney sweep. It was changed because having the threat of being cut off by his father gave him more of a reason to want to get the letters.
Okay, all right. I can see that. Yeah, I'd be curious to see the original version of that, how it would have worked with the chimney sweep, because that is the one thing when it started. I'm like, oh, this character again. All right, kind of thing. But it worked out well. So yeah, I'd be curious what the original was.
Methuselah, thank you for the $5 super chat. All 4 Toy Story movies have running jokes of Buzz being sort of boneheaded about something. So is your problem with 4 that it's just not a funny joke?
I feel like there is more to that character than that in those movies. I think the fact that he was just reduced down to one joke, where I don't feel like he was that in the other movies, especially the first one. I think like that whole song, I'll Go Sailing No More, if he was just one joke, that would not be as effective and you wouldn't feel as much as you do during that scene. But at the same time, when the comedy does happen, you laugh all the more because you relate to it so much. You relate, to that heartbreak. You're figuring out something that's very, very difficult. So yeah, and there's nothing like that in 4. And I don't need that kind of heartbreak for the character necessarily in the 4th version, but something more than just one stupid running joke.
AOTV, thank you for the $5 super chat. Paul Beatty says he can't watch his breakthrough performance in A Knight's Tale because of Heath Ledger, and he misses him so much.
Oh, that's sad. I never did see that movie, and I saw the trailer.
I like that movie.
No, a lot of people say it's like really good,
Yeah.
and I just saw the trailer but everyone's like, no, it actually is really, really charming and wins you over and everything. So yeah, one of these days I should probably check it out.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Favorite Michelle Rodriguez performances?
I mean, I love her in Lost. I was so. I mean, it was a good shock, but I was just so pissed off when she left, and I know the reason and everything, but it's still so sad to see. Let me see. I was gonna say, like, anytime she's in something, she's always fantastic. She's always like one of the coolest things in there. No, why is it not copying whenever I copy something? Okay,
because technology.
Yes, so much. I saw 1 or 2 of the Fast and Furious movies, and she's fine in that. But I'm trying to think of what's the cool? Oh, she was fun in Dungeons and Dragons. She was pretty fun in that. I forgot she was in Battle Angel. That's right. I feel like I'm missing like an obvious one though. Maybe we can go to the next question while I look it up.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. When are you going to review A Charlie Brown Christmas?
I've thought about it. I did a review, kind of. It was like an editorial on it, and I feel like I got a lot of my thoughts out there. Um, so yeah, I don't think there's a ton I can add on top of that. So I'll probably just keep it to that. Oh, Machete Kill, she was pretty fun, and even though actually a lot of these movies, it's like, man, a lot of these are not good movies, but she was always fun. She was always awesome, and I think I gotta go with Lost. That was just the longest amount of time they had to like develop her character and stuff like that. So I guess I'll go with that.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Would you, Rob, and Brad go see the re-release of St. Elmo's Fire to review problematic 80s tropes and unlikable characters? You can take Walter. I guarantee he'll be like, I owe Ferris Bueller an apology.
I'm always trying to see. Okay, so another horrible confession. That is one I have not seen. It never looked that interesting to me, but I know it's like this big hit, and again, 80s awareness and everything. So I guess I should. Maybe that's the time to see it. It doesn't strike me as a big screen movie, but I should probably check it out.
Juliana, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you see Karate Kid Legends? And if so, what'd you think?
Now, I didn't hear that many great things. I thought unless they were gonna tie in Jackie Chan to the Cobra Kai universe, which they technically are, I guess, but that was the main reason I wanted to see it. I was just like, this idea is not really selling me unless I hear really good things about it. I was gonna skip it. I didn't hear good things, so yeah, maybe one day I'll stream it just out of curiosity. But again, there's just so many other things I want to see that it's unlikely.
Tony, thank you for the $5 super chat. I noticed in your top 20 films, there weren't any from the 1930s. What would be your favorite film from that decade?
Let me see. 1930s films. Oh, Wizard of Oz would be up there. Yeah, man, there's some Buster Keaton stuff in there as well. Oh, the Frankenstein movies, absolutely. Mutiny on the Bounty. Yeah, no, there's a lot of fantastic films from there. Freaks is awesome. Yeah, I mean that's a fair. I actually never saw Invisible Man. I'm gonna check that out this year. Oh, Snow White, obviously. Yeah, and M also phenomenal. So yeah, actually, quite a few good films from there.
AOTV, thank you for the $5 super chat. Jim Carrey is in talks to lead a live-action Jetsons movie that's being directed by the director of Jurassic World. What do you think?
I have concerns.
Yeah, right?
To quote Egon, I think that would be extraordinarily dangerous. But you never know. If you were to say, yeah, the guy directing Wicked, he's the guy who directed Gem of the Holograms. Would you really be like, ee? But turned out pretty good. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen The Moon Garden 2022? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I think so. Let me double check. I think I just saw it recently. Moon Garden movie. Yes, I was fascinated by it. I liked it just enough. I feel like it was missing a little bit of a punch at the end. It needed something to justify it just a little bit more. But yeah, boy, what an idea. What a way to show that idea as well. I was really fascinated by it. It's very experimental, and I like that quite a bit. Like I said, I think it just needed a little bit more of a punch at the end. But yeah, I liked it quite a bit.
Sean, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, do you have a favorite film from the late Diane Keaton? And would you consider reviewing one in a later NC?
I mean, I feel like I gotta go with the Godfather films. But I know it's not like what she's like the most famous for necessarily. I like Annie Hall. I don't think I got into as much as everyone else, but I do like it. It's funny because I watched. Did you ever see Father of the Bride, Heather?
Yes.
The Steve Martin one? So I saw it when I was very, very young when it came out. I remember liking it. And then I saw it years later. And, like, he's overreacting, but I'm like, I really was kind of sympathizing more with him. And I'm kind of looking at Diane Keaton's character, and she's so charming and everything. I'm like, no, she is way too relaxed about all of this. She's like, you are just making such a big deal. It's like, he should a little bit. It was interesting, and I don't know if that's just well, yeah, because you're the dude, whatever, blah blah blah. But because I don't know, that was something where when I was younger, I was just like, haha, he's acting silly. And then when I got older, I'm like, I don't know, I'm a little on his side. But she still played it with a lot of charm. That you kind of just look past all that. But with all that said, yeah, probably not gonna do a nostalgia critic.
The Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen Peter Jackson's Brain Dead? I watched it for the first time recently, and it's a movie that exists. I didn't like it.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm confusing it for Dead Alive. Hold on. Brain Dead movie. Wait. Well, okay, this is weird. I've always seen this poster of Dead Alive, but now there's the exact same poster, but it says Brain Dead. Are they the same?
Oh, it's an alternate titles. Bro Productions is saying on YouTube.
Ah,
it's Dead
gotcha.
Alive. It's
Okay.
Title.
Okay, gotcha.
Dead Alive, aka Brain Rot. Got it.
Gotcha. Brain Dead. Yeah. I have I've never seen the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces of it. It's always one of those where somebody, like during Halloween, or one of my friends that loves horror films, will have it on, and I catch bits and pieces of it. It looks like fun to me, but I should sit down and watch all of it. So what I've seen, I thought, for what it was, I was having a good time. But like I said, I've never seen the whole thing.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Gravity Falls, what do you think of Wendy?
She's all right. I wish they went a little further with her in terms of like the comedy. I kind of like the idea of her being like a frat girl or a party girl or something like that. When they did that, I thought she was a little bit more fun. But she has some badass moments. I really thought that scene, if you see the show, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I was like, that was actually pretty badass. That was a pretty cool moment. So, yeah, like, she's all right. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with her, though.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Possible midnight screenings re-release idea this weekend. Spirited Away with Brad and possibly Walter, since they both surprisingly haven't seen it.
I'm gonna be out of town, sadly, so that's not gonna work. Is it screening? Are they doing like the Ghibli thing where they're screening it again? Okay. I saw that film so many times on the big screen. It's one of those where I'm okay taking a long break away from, and I saw it so many times on the small screen too. But I did see Kiki for the first time, I think this year, on the big screen. That was really, really cool.
God of Chaos, thank you for the $5 super chat. Any chance is there full first viewings? I'd love to watch a movie in time with Doug and Rob.
Probably not. And one of the things too, I think we've done one or two in the old days. We do like some of these Amazon screenings. We would do kind of that with the group and everything. But the idea of filming all of it, Rob says this, why he doesn't want to film the whole thing, and I tend to kind of agree. It's that we can be a little bit more relaxed if we know we can edit stuff out, so that way if a joke goes a little too far, it's like, okay, well, big deal, whatever, we just don't put it in. But that also allows for, if it goes just the right amount of too far and it's really, really funny, we can put that in there, or put it in either in the NC review or the first viewing video. So probably not. I think I threw the idea out there before, and he was sort of saying that. I'm like, yeah, I agree. It's just different if you know somebody's watching you the whole time.
Jared, thank you for the $14 super chat. Will Doug review V for Vendetta this November for its 20th anniversary?
No.
Remember.
Yes. I was thinking about it. Let me put it this way. Even if the world wasn't the world it is right now, there's a lot of things about it I feel like I'm just not the best person to talk about. Like, I can give my thoughts, and I was thinking about it. Like, it is an interesting film, but it is one of those where I'm just like, I feel like there's so many more people that can say so much more about it than I can, and I think it makes sense to let them do it. So yeah, it just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like the right time for me, and I don't feel like the right person necessarily either. Where somebody else, it'll absolutely be the right time, and they'll absolutely be the right person. You know what I mean?
Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 500 bits. Will you be talking about the Banshees of Inisherin for Disney December?
You know, I wasn't thinking about. Nah, I think I got them all. I think I got them all picked out. But maybe another year because you're right. Isn't that like Miramax or something? So, yeah, there might be something there. Yeah, that might be an idea there.
Sorry, I glitched for a second. There we are. Okay. Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you see this week's episode of Smiling Friends? It was surprisingly emotional.
Yeah, but on their terms. That's what I liked about it. It was both so funny and so bizarre. And in many respects, still didn't make a whole ton of sense, but there's a lot of things about it that we can connect to. And the simplicity of the final line in that just, it's both really funny and kind of touching at the same time and kind of fascinating. So, yeah, I dug it quite a bit. Man, it's fun go back and try to pause all the moments of his life that goes by really fast. There's some in there that are kind of surprising they made it in.
AOTV, thank you for the $5 super chat. Taylor Momsen just released a new version of Where Are You Christmas in honor of the 25th anniversary of the 2000 Grinch. Have you heard it?
The new version? No, I didn't even like the original version. But yeah, but it's not like an awful song or anything.
No.
You know what? It just feels like this song is made to do exactly what it's doing now, to be played 20 years later so people can go, oh, wasn't that lovely? Yeah, The Grinch is a good movie.
Right.
You know, it just feels like it's made to be connected to that. So you can think, oh, it's really heartwarming and nice when it's that butt ugly Jim Carrey Grinch movie. So if I heard it on its own, I'd probably be like, it's all right-ish, like it's a little generic, whatever. But yeah, I think the connection to that movie kind of makes me dislike it a little bit more. But I know objectively it's nothing really that bad.
Bernsey, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate that. I saw the movie Totally Killer 2023 and I thought, OMG, Doug, sure could have fun with a review of this.
Totally Killer. Let me see. Did I see this? Maybe not. I think I just saw the trailer for it. Wait, did I? Maybe I might have seen this with my wife, and I don't know if we got all the way through it. I know I definitely didn't get all the way through. I'll see if we watched it or not. I doubt I do a Nostalgia Critic on it because I don't know that many people that know that much about it, but I'll try to watch the whole thing through.
Curtis, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, what was with that 1031 teaser in today's review?
Good question.
Guess you'll just have to tune in on 1031 and see.
I'll say this. It's Walter's prize. I will say that. So yeah, that is important to know. But yeah, you'll just have to see what it is.
Ice Luigi, thank you for the $7 super chat. Possible old versus new on both the live action and animated Super Mario Bros. Movie.
That feels weird because it's all gonna go to the animated one. But I have thought about if I know I'm gonna do a review revisit with the original Mario Brothers movie. I think that'll be fun to do.
Taylor with Ty, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you ever do an NC review of the 2008 animated film Igor?
Boy, I remember seeing it back in the day, and it just didn't do a thing for me. I didn't think it looked that great. I didn't think the idea was that great. I thought it was kind of boring. So probably not.
God of Chaos, thank you for the $5 super chat. Any chance could Doug do any kind of a video on Wander Over Yonder? Maybe Disney December? Love that show.
Yeah, I have it on the list for Disney December. Maybe next year. So I'll do my best.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Scrooged, what do you think of the scene where Frank is shown his funeral?
Oh, I like it. It's a good scene. Sorry, I'm waiting for you. Come on up here or not, buddy. Come on.
Chaplin,
we
come
got
on.
to get over it just so.
You're the star of the show.
Ready.
Please,
Sheesh, yeah, there you go.
Thank you. There's the star of the show.
There you go. Yep, like the nose. Very cute. No, I especially like the I love the scene with the fire. I love the music in that scene. That's a good, like creepy haunting scene. But I love just when he's walking up there. I get it. You're gonna show me my brother. I get it. I'll change and everything. And then just the brother walks in. Oh, there he is. Hey, how you doing? There's something about how quickly he went. Oh, there he is. Hey, like that really legit makes me laugh there too. So yeah, no, that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I thought that was pretty effective and very nightmarish in many respects.
Eccentric gentleman, thank you for the £5 super chat. It's almost November. Please tell us where exactly to post our suggestions for commercials. I think you'd love my friendly neighborhood for a playthrough.
It'll probably be within a few weeks here because we're not doing it. We're doing one cast review before then. So it'll either be the very end of October, like very early November. So yeah, just keep an eye on at Facebook and our socials and stuff like that. And, we'll post it. We'll say, hey, post your recommendations here.
Voice actor Bobby G, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, who's your favorite Don Bluth villain?
I look back at all the...
They're also asking your favorite Avatar character from Last Airbender.
Zuko is my favorite Avatar character. Favorite villain? I do like Jared quite a bit. Yeah, looking through it, that sounds about right. Yeah, I'll say Jared.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 66-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. What do you think about the trailer for Sam Raimi's new film, Send Help? Basically, Castaway meets Misery, and I am all for it.
Yeah, I guess I'm one of the few that wasn't getting that into. I'm hoping Sam Raimi can bring something new to that story because I feel like I've seen that type of story a lot of times. So I'm really hoping his sort of crazy point of view and his fun angles and stuff like that can really make it pretty fun.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. How would you rank these classic Disney princess movies? Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, and Cinderella.
Probably Snow White would be first. Cinderella's a better movie, but I probably rather watch Sleeping Beauty just for the artistry of it. Just the backgrounds alone and the side characters are just so great. But Cinderella's probably objectively better.
Keely, thank you for the 500 bits. I wanted to know what y'all think of the song Ballad of the Witch's Road from Agatha All Along. Personally, I love the 70s rock version from episode 3 and the big epic version from the finale. I've even added both versions to my Halloween playlist for this year.
I gotta finish it. I got about halfway through, and I was liking it because I saw the first episode. And I'm like, oh, I'm not getting this at all. And then the second episode, it sucked me in, and then I was really enjoying it. And then I said, I should wait for October. I should wait for fall to watch this because I got a lot of those vibes from it, and I forgot about it. So that's a good reminder. But yeah, the versions I've heard of that song are pretty fun, and I did get to that point of the sort of the 70s ballad. So I'll finish it up.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, have you seen the anime Little Witch Academia? I have seen small bits and pieces of it. My husband watched it all without me, so I'm aware of it, but I haven't actually watched all of it.
Rob watched it and said it was pretty good.
JL, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you think in Robin Hood that Maid Marian should have been shown more?
Yeah, with the ending, I think she should have worked her. Even if I get it, they ran out of budget, they had to tighten it up and stuff like that. Just have her there next to Little John Jay. Replace the little bunny boy with Maid Mary. You could have done that. And wouldn't that been so romantic? He pops up, squirts water in her face or something, and they laugh and they got wouldn't that been nicer than the stupid little bunny boy? That could have worked.
Jager, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, what films of the Conjuring universe have you seen? I'm watching them for Halloween and have seen The Conjuring through La Llorona? Sorry. I know the double L is making a different sound, and I'm
I forgot that was a Conjuring movie. I saw the first two. I saw the fourth. I think I did see La Llorona. And I saw this last one. The only one. No, actually, that's not true. I saw the second Annabelle movie was surprisingly good. And then the second Conjuring movie was pretty good. I don't know why it's always the second with those, but those were good. I didn't care for any of the others. Like once in a while, there's a neat little scene in them, but yeah, even if you take out the true story thing with it, which I mean, I just accept. Okay, this is going to be, that's just a lie. They're just making up whatever they want. But even if you take that out of it, I still thought they were pretty bland and boring. But the second of both of those, I remember really liking.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. Here's an idea for Batman and Robin re-review. Find a potential bystander with a bat credit card to punch so hard they imprint a hole in the wall. This is part 1 of 2.
All right, well, wait to hear what the rest is.
Roseman, thank you for the $2 super chat. Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 2 of 2. You know what's better or worse than a bat credit card? Drum roll, please. Spider-Man's Spidey debit card. Cha-ching.
Maybe. I'll see if I can work it in whenever I get around to it.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 500 bits. Disney's live-action Tangled is eyeing Scarlett Johansson to play Mother Gothel. What are your thoughts on that casting? They couldn't just bring Donna Murphy back since she voiced the role in the movie/show?
That's so funny because I saw just a little IMDb. They're looking at Scarlett Johansson for the Tangled live action one. First of all, stop! Don't do it. Come on. Just stop these. Second, I was like, boy, I love Scarlett Johansson, but I'm like, to play Rapunzel? That's where it's like, oh, she's playing Mother Gothel.
Mother Gothel.
Okay. It'd be different.
You've got Catherine Hahn right there, Disney.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like, yeah, boy. I mean, you said there's just so many other actresses I feel like would be more qualified for it, just in everything, in the acting, the appearance, everything. I mean, you just said with Catherine Hahn. I mean, she just looks like her. She can act like her. So yeah, so I don't think like, oh, she'd be awful or anything, but it does feel a little weird when there's other actresses I feel like could do it better. Or maybe again, if you thought about not doing it at all.
Right, that too. Mark, thank you for the $5 super chat. WB may fumble Looney Tunes, but Warner's Archives Blu-rays, including HB titles, are stellar. Own any? Which LT or HB release would you want most?
So I have all the Looney Tunes on DVD. I should probably get them on Blu-ray. Again, it's just one of those things where I know I'm already catching up on some of the other things to watch. So I'm like, all right, it's got to be a while before I watch these anyway. So I'm not in a rush to get them. But yeah, I probably should get them on Blu-ray. But I do have the entire collection on DVD of the Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry.
Jager, thank you for the $5 super chat. How would you rank the segments of the original Creepshow from worst to best? And have you seen Creepshow 2 and 3?
I've seen 2. I do like 2. It's not as good as the first, but I thought it was pretty good. Man, probably the Leslie Nielsen one is the best one. I gotta look them all again. Creepshow segments. Then probably the asteroid one. I love that one. Then probably the cake episode, then the bug one, and then the crate. I think that's all of them. Yeah, the crate's probably my least favorite, but yeah, they're just, oh man, I haven't watched it yet this year. I gotta check it out again. I love this movie.
JL, thank you for the $10 super chat. In Jungle Book 2, did you ever wish Ka was used more?
I just wish it didn't exist. Or if you're gonna do it like the book where Mowgli goes on a killing spree. But yeah, just all of it. I didn't really see the point of. I didn't really care that much. It's not even like the worst of these sequels or anything like that. I just so didn't see the purpose.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Corpse Bride, I agree that the bride is the most interesting character, but what do you mean no one remembers her name? It's Emily. Duh.
Well, you do. When I looked up Corpse Bride name, nothing was really coming up. It wasn't until I saw the movie that I'm like, oh, they do say Emily in there. So because originally I had the joke that they never give her a name because they keep calling her the bride. And then at some point she does say, yeah, I think the fiance says Emily. So Yeah, it is one of those things where I had to go back and change that joke. And even when I looked it up, I'm sure if I looked, it would be somewhere. But like, just even the little AI or the stuff that pops up on Google, that didn't pop up right away.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Have
Thank
you
you.
rewatched Beetlejuice for Halloween yet?
I don't usually watch it around Halloween. As another one of those movies I've just seen so many times, I kind of don't need to. But yeah, it's. I will say this: I looked up segments of it for something I'm reviewing, editing together. Um, there's definitely some clips in there that I use. So yeah, so I've seen bits of it again recently.
Rapid Kirby, thank you for the $5 super chat. I forgot to mention this before, but having watched your old reviews before, for example, the 1998 one with Matt LeBlanc, it got me intrigued by such films.
Like Lost in Space is, I think, it's the only Matt LeBlanc movie I've done. So yeah, I'm happy, even though there's not always the greatest films that came out around that time, but there's some good ones.
Devox, thank you for that 65-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Hello, Doug and Heather. I saw a video where AVGN talked about Halloween costumes you had growing up. What costumes do you remember seeing, and what was your favorite?
I remember one. There's a really good. I mean, Batman just came out. And there's a really good Batman mask. It was way too big for me, but I'm like, I want. Oh my god! I just loved Batman, so I got it. And we still technically have it at the studio, but it's so worn out now. But for a while, because the big thing with a lot of Batman masks is that the ears flop around, and this one was made of like the same material that Batman mask was made out of. So it really was a one size fits one person kind of thing. But the ears stood up. They always stood up the whole time. It really wasn't until like the past several years where we just would throw it in with all, the other masks that get, jumbled up and everything, where they finally started to flip flop. But it was a pretty impressive mask. Outside of that, what was it? Indiana Jones, I think it was one year. Ninja Turtles, of course, was a big thing. I think my brother and I were astronauts. I think we were both Superman one year and stuff like that. So yeah, it just fun stuff like that.
Yeah, and I feel like I personally, I don't know, maybe it's just the era that we grew up in, Doug. I remember more of my like homemade costumes because it wasn't as
Mm.
easy to like go to the store and like get a costume, or they weren't quite the same as you have nowadays. Like I remember when I was little, I had a Popples, was that what they were called? Costume
Yeah.
with like a plastic mask, and it felt terrible and I hated it. But I like remember more things like I was cosplaying when I was little and I didn't even know it. Like my mom made me a Princess Leia costume one year, and we just used a white sheet and then a jump rope to like make the belt and stuff. And like one year when I was in middle school, I was Sailor Mars, but like I just got a red skirt and like a white shirt, and I made my own little, headpiece and all that stuff. So I don't know, I remember some of those more than anything that I bought from the store.
Something that I do remember just real quick is that I said, I want to be a Ninja Turtle for Halloween. And they're like, how do you do that kind of thing? I just remember my dad had the, like this big popcorn bowl, this metal popcorn bowl. And he just sort of looked at me and he put it on my back, like as a shell. And he was thinking about it. And then we just saw how, just some sort of cheapo Ninja Turtle costume at the store. And we got that. But there's always a part of me that I was like, you know what? It would have been cool if he did that. I wonder how he would have done that.
Devox, I just read that. Sorry. Wizard of What, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 1 of 3. Here's a fun idea for a Sword in the Stone sequel. Set a few years after the first movie, Merlin has a vision of Arthur falling for Guinevere. To be continued.
All right.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 2 of 3. He'll see that she'll cheat on him with Lancelot, resulting in Camelot's demise. In order to prevent it, Merlin goes to the woods to find...
Let's see.
Mustard Man, thank you for the 500 bits. I'm proud of you, Doug. A couple of weeks ago, you avoided the low-hanging fruit to crack a joke that A Corpse Bride still wasn't Johnny Depp's worst marriage.
Or maybe I just wasn't smart enough to think of it. It's pretty funny.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $10 super chat, and this is part 3 of 3. The girl squirrel turn her human and try to set her up with Arthur to prevent Camelot's downfall. Mad Madam Mim also messes with Merlin by turning the granny squirrel human as well.
It's both such a small stakes story, but it's gonna lead to like a big stake story, which is kind of what The Sword and the Stone is. I don't know. I don't know if that's so ridiculous it would just be so lame, or if it's like so silly it kind of makes sense. Man, I don't know. I guess it depends how you would do it. I could so easily see it going wrong, but it is a funny idea, and it does kind of tie into the story a little bit. I don't know. It depends on how it be done, but it's an A for creativity.
Um, Shy Tanya, thank you for the 400. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure what the symbol is through Super Chat. Bollywood Nostalgia Critic, when? There's a lot of fun to be had on that side of cinema.
Oh, Bollywood was that it?
Bollywood. Mm-hmm.
Brad's talked about a few of them. I haven't seen that many. I saw like RRR, but that's and maybe one or two other one. I'm even blanking on what they are. I know there's an audience there. Like Brad, every time he does a Bollywood movie, he's like, "Ooh, my views just went up," because there is such a large audience. But yeah, I don't think it's my thing. I think I have the passion for it. But like I said, some of the ones I saw were very impressive.
That's the symbol for the Indian rupee. Thank you. I'm sorry to be
Gotcha.
uncultured, but thank you. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Fun fact about Kingsman. It was Samuel L. Jackson's idea to give his character a lisp. It was based on his experience of stuttering as a child. Matthew Vaughn didn't like the idea, but Jackson convinced him.
I don't know what I think about the lisp either. Part of me goes, man, that's different. That's creative. Maybe if it was a different kind of lisp, I don't know. It did, or maybe if the character was a little bit more defined outside of that, it just felt like the lisp was the identity, and I felt that kind of hurt it a little bit. Because yeah, I mean, Jackson's, I mean, how many characters has he created? That we all remember still. So I don't know. It's interesting knowing that was his idea. Maybe I should watch it again, but I don't know. I don't remember the lisp working, but maybe I gotta check it out again.
JL, thank you for that 18-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Hope everyone had a good Wednesday and is healthy.
Back at you.
Mm-hmm. On a Joker, thank you for that 20-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate it. BR, thank you for the £5 super chat. Well, Doug, you say your favorite actor is George C. Scott, yet still no hour-long NC video of his greatest performance. Football in the groin.
Man getting hit in groin with football. Yeah, no, I'm ashamed. I'm a phony.
At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. According to Fandango, Del Toro's Frankenstein is playing in select Illinois theaters next week for 4 days only. It definitely looks like a big screen movie. Will you have time to see it and give a quick vlog?
I even got like a press screening to it. I was like, ooh, but I got way too much going on. And a big part of it is I waited a little too long to do the Disney December. Last year, I started them in October, and that helped. So I thought I could do it again this year, but there's just a few too many things going on. So I'm like, man, I got to really crunch it. So I think next year I'm going to start in September. Bottom line, I don't think I'm going to have time. You're probably right. I'm sure it is a big screen movie. If you do get a chance to see it on a big screen, it probably is worth it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In SpongeBob movie, what do you think of the King Neptune bald joke?
I thought it was cute. It was fine for, a SpongeBob joke. Yeah, I don't remember. Like, honestly, I forgot about it until you brought it up. I'm like, oh yeah, like, it's fine.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 500 bits. One thing I heard about the animated movie Heavy Metal is that it's good to watch when you're stoned. Lol.
I can see that.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Ever heard of Jeremiah Johnson or the outlaw Josie Wales? My dad is shaming you, Doug. Those were his 2 favorite movies. And no, he's not taking you not being into Westerns as an excuse.
Well, he's going to have to. Or you could just take into that I just suck. And, but both are valid.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which cartoon hopeless womanizer do you like more? Johnny Bravo or Pepe Le Pew? Gonna make him choose.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo is pretty funny. Johnny Bravo's probably funnier, but I feel like in terms of like just kind of funny. Maybe I haven't seen enough of Johnny Bravo, but I feel like just in terms of funny commentary, how it goes kind of back and forth. With Pepe Le Pew, I think like the comedy's a little bigger there, if that makes sense. But Johnny Bravo, I will admit, like I probably laughed harder at whenever I saw an episode. So yeah, probably that.
Movie. Oh, I just read that. Sorry. BR, thank you for the £5 super chat. Will you watch The Muppet Show revival? Seth Rogen is producing, and the first guest star will be Sabrina Carpenter. Anyone you'd want to see guest star?
I mean, anyway, honestly, the guest stars are usually almost by design. They're usually just kind of like the second thing to think about. I mean, sometimes they'll just pop up in a movie just to literally be there and then leave, and that's part of the fun of it. But yeah, I'll check it out. You know, I like the Muppets and everything, so I'm curious to see what they turn up.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Which SpongeBob episodes do you like the most of the original series?
Let's see. I like the one where Sandy is homesick. I like the one that ends with Nosferatu. And I like the one, I think they're running away. It's the one where he's going to open up his wallet. He just goes, "Follow me," with a rainbow, and they just jump over, and then he just opens up his wallet. Like I remember the jokes in that one were just really, really funny. I think that's the one too, where they're around a campfire and he's like, "How can a fire exist underwater?" So I remember those being pretty funny.
Unheard Sirens, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug and Heather, in honor of Drew Struzan, what's your favorite poster of his?
Actually, I did a whole post on it. Last Crusade.
Oh, such a good one.
It's so good. And you know, something else I didn't include when I was writing about it that I realized, it takes you throughout the whole poster. It's not only the center and, you know, the sides, everything, but it's the four corners too. You literally, your eye, every part of that poster has something interesting to look at. Where a lot of posters, even his, you know, it kind of follows like a line of characters. There's some stuff here and then maybe down here, but every single part has like something really, really cool, and it just jumps out at you. And I love what Spielberg said. He said he made his movies a destination, and I love that. I love that on IMDb they just straight up say the greatest movie poster artist of all time has passed away. And they probably, you know, they'll usually say like acting legend or this, you know, great performer, person that revolutionized. I mean, just the greatest movie poster artist of all time. They don't even like, they just know there's nobody better. And and they're right. So yeah, no, that was definitely a bummer to see, but it's nice seeing more and more people come out and verbalize even more why his work was so great. I definitely taken a lot from his work, and his layout especially, just so good.
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, I love his stuff with Star Wars. The re-releases of the original trilogy, technically, because the original posters were not by Drew Struzan.
So one was, but
was,
it's weird. Yeah, and it's a really weird poster where it's like a poster within a poster. It's really odd. It's definitely not on brand with it, but all the other stuff he's done, yeah, definitely is.
Yeah. I also have a thing for Hook. I really like that.
I love Hook
too. Yeah.
Hook was like a close second for me. Yeah, both of those are really, really great.
Yeah. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And V for Vendetta, what do you think of John Hurt?
I love John Hurt. I thought that was a pretty thankless role for having such a great, I mean, a phenomenal actor come in just you know, I mean, he did it great. He did it fine. But, you had John Hurt. You know what I mean?
James, thank you for the $10 super chat. I love Tremors, and it's one of the few horror films where the humans are smart and constantly think things through and come up with plans. The worms just keep becoming smarter, too.
I don't want to say they're smart. They're instinctual. Which there is a difference. I mean, they kind of make fun of the fact that they're a little hillbilly-ish and stuff, and they're kind of doofuses and goofy and stuff like that. But you're right. I like they think sort of the same way the audience, they think of something usually about the same time the audience thinks about it, and that is nice.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Speaking of Don Bluth, what do you think of All Dogs Go to Heaven 1 versus 2? Did you think 2 was better than 1?
No. I will say this. I don't know if I've ever sat down and watched the whole thing beginning to end. It was always one of those that was on like the Disney Channel or something like that. I'm like, I guess I should watch a little bit. So I've seen it I've seen it just out of order, and it's not like the worst or anything, but I didn't think it was very good. The first one just has like, I mean, just this magic to it. It's so bizarre and it's so odd, but it just really has these beautiful, wonderful moments to it. And again, really dark, creepy moments too. There was a real bite to it. So yeah, the second one I don't remember having that. The second one was just a nice family movie, and that's it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Scrooged, what do you think of Frank's development from cruel and cynical to kind and generous?
It's good. I'm one of those few people. I do like the movie. I don't love it, and every single time I see it, I try to figure out why that is. I think it's something with the editing because Danny Elfman said the original cut of the film was a lot darker, and I don't think I necessarily need it dark. I mean, if it is, fine, but he did say there were a lot of edits to it, and I feel like if maybe some of those scenes were left in, maybe I get into it a little bit more, but there is something about the pacing. There's something a little choppy about it that I can't fully get into it. But I do like it. It is still good. And the music is really, really cool.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the anime called Fist of the North Star? It's pretty much anime Mad Max.
Let's see. Fist of the North Star. Oh, you know what? I've heard of it. It's another one where I think I've seen segments of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing. Yeah, I definitely recognize this dude.
Yeah, for sure. It's
yeah.
very popular. I think it's kind of up there with Akira as like one of the most iconic anime films of all time, but maybe that's just me.
Maybe I should check it out. I know I've definitely seen like bits from it, but I haven't seen the whole thing. It's very, very 80s, but like in the best way. Like you said, very Mad Max. So yeah, I should probably check out the whole thing.
On a Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Chicken credit card. No, wait. Bat Jockey. Screw it. Have you thought about reviewing the Howard Lovecraft animated films?
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm getting the right there. Howard Lovecraft, was that it?
Yes, Howard Lovecraft.
I don't think I know these. I at first I thought it was like a filmmaker, and I'm just like, boy, that'd be quite the name. Like he must have made it up. It's like, oh no, this actually is a film series. I've never heard of it. Kind of looks like fun, honestly. I'll try to check it out.
JL, thank you for the $5 super chat. Ever see the All Dogs Go to Heaven TV series?
Just like a little bit of it on TV. I think I was way too old for it by that point. Even if it was good, I probably wouldn't probably watch it because I was too old. Yeah, I'm assuming there's nothing much to it because I haven't really heard anything about it. But I know there's a Christmas special out of it because I've always thought about maybe doing that for Christmas one year. But yeah, no, I've never really checked it out.
James, thank you for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate
you.
that. Thank you. Doug, I hope your Disney-cember for Muppet Caper will be far better than Walter's review. He completely missed the point of the film and how it's an homage to old Hollywood caper films, musicals, and screwball comedies.
Shame. I get why he thought that, though. Look, the first film, I love the Muppet Caper the most, but the first film is like a magical movie. I get it. There's just like a spirit and a warmth and a love of creativity and everything. Where Muppet Caper is exactly what you said. It's a send up to caper films and some film noirs and stuff like that, and just fun comedies. It's goofy, it's silly, it's surreal, it's odd. And it just spoke to me a little bit more. I'm not surprised if somebody likes the Muppet movie more than Muppet Caper, though. I mean, that's not that surprising, but I love the hell out of the Muppet Caper. There's so many jokes that just make us laugh so hard.
Genji, thank you for the $5 super chat. Tonight will go down in history as YouTube's server-wide freakout. Also, I'm glad you covered Tremors. The first, second, and fourth movies are so good.
I wonder what the third one does wrong. Or maybe I should be asking what the second and fourth one do right. Yeah, I've never seen the sequel, so maybe I should.
Yes, and we are all aware of the YouTube thing. I'm sorry, I'm half distracted because both chats, people are just like, YouTube's down! YouTube's not working! Guys, do you know YouTube's not working? It's like 300,000 people are experiencing outages with YouTube. I think it might be more resolved, but...
I was going to say, I see it on my end.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, like, try
good.
to play a video
Yeah,
game.
there's
Yeah.
big
Was
server issues, so I've been trying to also
hmm,
keep up with, like, we know, we're aware, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. It's YouTube, not us.
interesting. Okay.
F Major, thank you for the $10 super chat. Since my last question was admittedly poorly worded, I'm going to rephrase it.
Yeah.
Aside from Siskel and Ebert, Doug, what were some influences on your taste in media and the way you critiqued them growing up?
Uh, Obviously, Siskel and Ebert were biggies. I did kind of like the fun comedy of something like The Daily Show, just the way they would comedically comment on stuff. The early ones, the Craig Kilborn and Jon Stewart. I liked Mr. Science Theater. I mean, even though they're throwing out jokes, they are critiquing something as well. Mike Nelson used to write some critical articles about like movies and trends and stuff like that that were pretty funny. There's an old site, I don't know how many people remember this site, but it's called Mr. Cranky. It was very, very funny. The idea was he hates every movie he sees and he rates them by bombs. If it had fewer bombs, it was okay. If it had more bombs, it was awful. If you got like a dynamite or a nuclear explosion, that was like the worst of the worst. And he was a very, very funny writer. And I feel like if he went, I don't know, if he had like a presence for video, like his writing was good enough that he could have just slipped right into like what we do at just the right time. But I don't think the site's around anymore. I mean, maybe something just happened in his life, or maybe it was no interest in video. I don't know, but the site was very, very funny.
KJK, thank you for the 500 bits. This is part 1 of 2. Excuse me. Hey, Doug, I can understand you being frustrated that Fantastic Four First Steps didn't delve more into the Thing's condition. I think the scene where he looks at the TV shows that while he still has that longing to be normal, his following conversation with Reed and his interactions with the townsfolk show that he's choosing not to let it ruin his life, which I think is subtly effective. And this is part 1.
Okay. I'll wait for part 2.
KJK, thank you for the 500 bits. This is part 2. Also, for all the 2005 movie's faults, most people agree that its depiction of the Thing and his reaction to the transformation was pretty spot on. So if First Steps were to do, it would have just been a repeat of that.
But if there's anything the MCU weirdly has been good at, it's knowing when to well, not always knowing, but for a while it was knowing when to repeat something, bringing J. Jonah Jameson back with J.K. Simmons. I think you could have done the same thing with him, but that also wasn't the type of movie that it was. Again, it was starting in the middle, and that's the big issue with me. If the other movies did it really well, I would get that, but they didn't. So I feel like we're just starting over with these new characters, even though it's called First Steps, but we don't see the first steps. That's my issue. So yeah, that kind of threw me off a little bit. There are other things too that I didn't quite care for it, but there's a lot of good things in it too. So I get people who like it, but at the same time, are you really not surprised people didn't go back to see it again?
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Found out Fred Armiston plays both Uncle Fester in Wednesday, whom everybody loves, and Cranky Kong in the Mario movie, whom everybody hated. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, well, that's going to be a thing with acting in general, but especially with comedy. Especially with comedy that goes big. I mean, those are two very big, loud performances. And it's funny because I know a lot of people go, oh, I don't like people that are just loud and go big and stuff. And I get that. To me, and it's funny, I semi had that same thought for a while. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, man, they are putting a lot on the line when they do that, because if it works, oh, what a reaction. You just timed it perfect, but you're going really big, you're getting the laugh. If it doesn't, man, is it gonna bomb, and it's gonna be really, really bad. It's gonna be painful for people to listen to. So it is one of those things where I've gotten a little bit more respect for it over the years, but I do acknowledge there has to be a variety to how big you go and the different ways you go big. I just last night we were looking for something to watch, and my wife found this, I think it's called God's Favorite Idiot or something like that. It was a show that came back in like 2022, something like that. Melissa McCarthy is in it. And she's just doing her normal thing. And I'm just thinking to myself, boy, she can be funny. And she can do a variety of things. She can be very dramatic. She, can do all these things. But when she just does that bit again, it is just so tired and so done. And I'm like, go big in a different way, or even go small in a different way. Just like this is done kind of thing. Like, or add something new to it. So that is something where I feel like that's when it starts to get a little old. When it's like, man, we've seen this for the past like 10 years or so. We need something a little different.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Suggestion: ask Brad and Walter if they can go see Spirited Away re-release if they're not going to the con this weekend. I don't think they ever did a video together. Great introduction for Ghibli for Walter.
That should would be kind of fun to see them together, actually.
Yeah,
right? But Walter's out of town.
Yeah, Walter's
so not
out
gonna
of
work.
country right now.
yeah. So we're all gonna be somewhere else this weekend, aren't we?
It's a skeleton crew this weekend for Channel Awesome.
But it's a bad idea. I don't know. I'll try to, if it ever re-releases again, which I'm sure it will. I think they do it like every year. I'll see if we can get like a bunch of us to go, because it'd be fun to see that with some people who haven't seen it.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you thought about playing Nintendo games on YouTube?
I mean, so are you talking about like original Nintendo? Or are you talking about just newer Nintendo, whatever? I will say that in November, we're going to do, we're going to dedicate the whole month to playing like Disney December games to kind of take a break from Final Fantasy. It's for Disney December. And we asked people what they wanted us to play. And I guess you'll have to see what it is when we do it. So, but I don't think it's a Nintendo game.
No. I mean,
but it is a retro game.
A couple of times, and we're talking about playing Mario Galaxy before the new Mario.
Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty excited to do that. So we'll definitely do that, I think.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which forced villain in a Dr. Seuss villain do you think is worse? The mayor in Grinch or the mayor in Lorax?
Lorax. Grinch, right from the beginning, it's like, okay, we're just not going to do the story. We're just going to do something totally bonkers, weird, whatever. So it's like, all right, on that low bar, kind of acquits itself. Like, all the characters are kind of like that. With Lorax, but it's still got enough of the message in there. With Lorax, it just goes against the exact idea of what it's about, that it really can be anyone, and there isn't just a straightforward bad guy. You're not just born good or born bad. Anyone can do this and can fall into this. So not only having that character just be the disposable bad guy, but then also having the onceler. Not only do you see his face, like, again, it's supposed to be the faceless person, can be anyone, but you have his family pushing him into doing it. Like, they're the bad guys now. They have no redeemable features. Just totally miss the point. So all of that I really did not like.
Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 500 bits. There's an episode of the TV show Monk where Jason Alexander guest stars as a PI who sucks at his job, and his own mother thinks he's a loser. When I described the episode to my friend, she said, so he's basically the human version of Duckman? Once she said that, I couldn't unsee it, if that makes sense.
I think I saw that episode too. I remember it being pretty funny. Yeah, man, that takes me back.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Since it wasn't on your top 11 list, what are your thoughts on Treehouse of Horror 9? My favorite segment is when Bart and Lisa get trapped inside the dangerous world of Itchy and Scratchy.
I see. I kind of remember that one. Of Horror 9. That was the the Jerry Springer one. That was good. Like, it was all right. The one part that really made me laugh was the one with the toupee, where it's like the hair of a killer is put on Homer's head and he starts killing people. And near the end of the episode, Lisa says, "Of course, the hair of the killer is," and Marge just says, "Oh, come on, Lisa, everybody's figured that out." I thought that was really, really funny. To have Marge say that too was really great.
Alexander, thank you for the... Oh, I just read that. Goodness. KJK, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on What If? While I think that season 2 and 3, to put it lightly, suck, I think season 1, while not as at all perfect, is fun for what it is and still worth watching.
I never saw it, and to be honest, I never read the What If comics either. I don't know why I should be interested in that. It's a great idea. It just never grabbed me. I think I have kind of a similar feeling to all those animated Justice League and Batman straight to video movies that came out. I'm like, well, if it's not part of like the original universe or canon or anything. It's like just a one-off story. Why should I be interested? And it's like there's a lot of reasons to be interested. I get it. For some reason though, it just doesn't grab me if it's not going to be like a continuing story kind of thing. And it's silly. It's a dumb reason, but yeah, I even though I know there's a lot of great stuff that comes out of it, for some reason that it creates a disconnect for me.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. How would you rank the Samuel L. Jackson performances? Die Hard 3, Long Kiss Goodnight, Kingsman, and Kong Skull Island.
Skull Island would probably be first, then Long Kiss Goodnight. I thought he was really fun there. Then Die Hard, then Kingsman.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you ever do a review of the movie Dude, Where's My Car? Excuse me.
I probably should. I'll put it down. That probably get views. I don't know if I've ever seen the whole thing. I probably should.
Anthony, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Doug, have you seen The Hitcher 1986 with Rutger Hauer? Very underrated horror film and one of my favorite villains.
Let me see. Did I see the remake? Maybe I haven't seen this movie. I know what it's about. I know what happens. Yeah, no, I've never actually seen this film, and I probably should. I remember there's a lot of talk about back then. I remember Siskel and Ebert hated it because it was just so aggressive and so, demented and everything. Of course, I went, ooh. So I probably should check it out. I've always been a little curious about it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. There's something that someone said about Johnny Bravo that I agree with. What makes Johnny work as a character is that he is a doofus who honestly thinks that he's charming, which keeps him from being a complete creep. Do you agree?
I don't think doofus is the word. Loser is the word. I think it's the same thing with Pepe Le Pew. You're not supposed to want to be this person.
Right.
And the comedy comes from sometimes you might have been this person, and it's a cautionary tale that you should not. And that's what's funny about it. You don't look at Daffy Duck. Well, he's awful because he's a jerk, and nobody should be a jerk. No, that's why we laugh at him because he is the loser. He does all these jerky things that we can relate to. We can be selfish too, but then we see him fall flat on his face. And on the one hand, we kind of admire, he's passionate about it, so you don't hate him entirely, but he still ends up being a loser, and he still has things we relate to, but what he's ultimately doing is not a good thing and is not something he gets rewarded with. Definitely not to us anyway, watching him like, okay, well, he can be in his own delusional land, but we know he's not getting the goal that he wants. He's not achieving what he wants, which is to have love. That's what both characters want. So yeah, I think loser is the more appropriate term than doofus.
Brady, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is my offensive super chat. Be offended by it.
There you go.
Loopy Shot, thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Doug and Heather, what horror-related character that even if they were right in front of you, your reaction would be, meh? Yet what horror character would have you freaking out if they were within 20 miles of you?
Anything from like either the original Haunting or The Innocents would freak me out. There's one scene in The Innocents where there's just a woman far away on the other side of the pond, and you can't really make her out, and it's just like the kids are saying, don't you see the woman there? Don't you see it? Don't you? And you just see her just so far away, and you don't know if there's something wrong with her face or just a normal face, but she's just standing there totally still, and it's just like, ugh. It's that fear of the unknown is more what gets to me. What wouldn't get a reaction out of me at all, I'm watching the Goosebumps movie, and the kid's just like, Slappy the dummy is so scary. I'm like, he is? Man, this wasn't made for me.
The Doctor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Are you ever going to play both Red Dead games? Starting with 2 since it's a prequel. Also, hope you and the others are well.
Red Dead.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. People have oftentimes recommended it.
Yeah, I think the only reason we haven't is because they're very long games.
They're big. Yep.
But I've always been curious about it. I've heard a lot of good things, so maybe one day.
Rancid Randall, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey Doug, hope you're doing well. Did you see Good Boy? I thought it was just okay, but wanted to hear your thoughts.
Um, no, I've heard good things about it. Yeah, I hear more like it is effective, it works, but the reason people are talking about is, for lack of a better way of putting it, the gimmick of it. I'm not against gimmicks. I'm actually totally okay. Gimmicks are lively and fun and get you interested and suck you in and get your attention really quick. Like I don't well, a lot of people look at them in a very negative light, and you can certainly. I'm not against it as long as it leads to something better, something deeper. And I hear it's good. I don't hear it's like phenomenal or anything, but just that idea of like you're following this dog the whole time is a very different idea. It's a real dog. It's not a CG dog, from what I hear. So I'll check it out. I'll probably stream it because I don't even know where it's showing right now.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $5 super chat. Speaking of Don Bluth, would you ever do a Nostalgia Critic on Thumbelina? Funnily enough, Jodie Benson plays the redhead lead.
I've thought about it. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen the whole. I think I saw the whole movie at one point. I mean, there's definitely stuff to talk about.
I was obsessed with it when I was younger, but that's because it was one of the free movies that you could get at Family Video.
And there were a lot of kids. Don Bluth said because when the movie came out, a lot of people didn't like it. It wasn't a big hit. Critics didn't like it and everything, but it did find its audience. I'm assuming a lot of that's from the animation. And just that's bright and colorful and bouncy and stuff like that. But the animation is still really good. But we'll see. Maybe I will one day.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And All Dogs Go to Heaven. What do you think of Charlie?
Oh, he's great. If you want, again, talk about Don Bluth, a fun story, read his autobiography. And he talks about directing Burt Reynolds, who at the time was like one of the biggest stars in the world. And he was doing a dog voice, and he tried to convince, like this kind of voice, kind of thing. And he tried to convince him not to, but he just wasn't getting through. So finally, he cast Dom DeLuise, who's a side character in there because he was good friends with Burt Reynolds. And he said, yeah, let's do a little, just recording side by side. Oh, it'd be great. I love him. And Dom DeLuise just starts making fun of the voice. Like, what the hell is that? And they start improvising in character, like him as the dog character and saying, oh, Charlie, what is that? No, you can't do that. Why don't you try that? Well, I kind of like that boy. Wow, you really should try. And that convinced him to change the voice and use more his real voice. It's a really charming, interesting story.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Pacific Rim, what do you think of Idris Elba?
I remember I mean, it is entirely a movie of archetypes, but they're very fun archetypes, and they don't wink too hard that they're in on it, in on the joke. So, yeah, everyone I thought worked to their cutout pretty well, including him.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you know Kirsten Dunst voices Kiki in the in the English version?
Yeah, no, she's great. She was she's a great actress now, but man, what a great child actress she was. I mean, not just live action, but a lot of voiceover work she did very, very well. So yeah, no, I thought she did great.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Heather, since you like cozy Halloween movies, you should watch Ernest Scared Stupid. You will learn about Mike?
No, Miak.
Miak, okay. And find out about the Troll Love Song album.
Yeah. When I first learned about Miak, I said, this is so stupid. And then the more I thought about it, I kind of warmed up to it. The whole idea around it. But it is one of those you'll just watch and be like, what the hell? And then you do the research on it, and you'll either get it right away and be like, no, that's still stupid. And then you'll let it sit and be like, it is a little funny.
Daryl, thank you for the $7 super chat. Are there any more MCU films besides Avengers Month you think you'd like to do an NC review for?
If I had to, for some reason, I could probably do any of them pretty easily. Because even the worst ones have some element of entertainment and are interesting to talk about. One of these days, it's not nostalgia, but I love to sit down and watch the Eternals again and just explain why I think it's so funny, because everyone is on the same page of it's bad, but it's boring. For some reason, it just made me laugh so hard how bland and boring it was and how stoic a one note everybody was. That it just cracked me up. So one of these days, I feel like maybe I can spread that comedic joy to everybody.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Favorite moment from the original Halloween or the original Nightmare on Elm Street? Despite you not being a slasher person, did you know that Johnny Depp made his debut in the latter?
Oh yeah. And for Halloween, it's the opening. Absolutely. I mean, that opening's stellar. For Nightmare on Elm Street, maybe Johnny Depp's scene, the bed scene. It's a fun effect, but then just the follow up is so silly and over the top that for that movie, that cracks me up.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What did you think of Titan AE?
I couldn't get into it, and I wanted to. I was so like, oh come on, Dumpling, let's get a win in there. And again, if you read the biography, it's very interesting. Somebody else was going to direct it, and then they pulled out, and he was pretty much forced to do it, kind of under the protest of I do mice movies. It's like I can see it's a good idea, but I'm not the guy to do this. So he did his best. But yeah, I just thought the writing and everything didn't really work.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Goosebumps, what do you think of Slappy? While not scary, I think it's pretty entertaining.
I never got into them. Almost, with the exception of the miniseries that came out a couple years ago, which actually I did get into quite a bit. I never got into anything Goosebumps. At the most, I can enjoy the campiness of the show. That can be pretty funny. But yeah, it wasn't for me.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And All Dogs Go to Heaven, what do you think of Carface?
He's fun. A part of me goes, man, he's kind of underdeveloped, but the way he's played and the way he's drawn and just the simplicity of him does make him a little fun. Just the fact he always has that smile plastered on his face, even when he's angry, it does make him like kind of funny and in some ways intimidating. I like him enough. I think he works.
Dragon's Toy, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, would you consider reviewing Heretic next Nostalgiaween? I need Hugh Grant as a baddie in every movie from now on. Really great, creepy, smart movie.
Yeah, I liked it. I wish the end. That's another one where I wish for so much buildup in that movie. I wish the ending had a little bit more of a punch. I wish it was. There's so many things I felt like it was building up to, and then they'll do a surprise and be like, "Aha, we weren't doing that. Well, okay, what are you doing?" And what they do deliver on wasn't always great, like it's okay kind of thing, but everything building up to it and just wondering where's it going next, what's around the next corner and stuff like that. How are they gonna convince somebody in an argument with the back and forth? So yeah, there's but I feel like so much of it would just be like a theological argument, you know what I mean, if I did as the NC. I don't know. I'd have to think about how I was going to do it if I was going to do it.
JL, thank you for gifting that sub to KJK. Appreciate that. Thank you. Taranga Leela, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you have video game crushes?
Trying to think. I mean, I did kind of like Jesse in Final Fantasy. Outside of that, I'm sure I do.
You weren't even a Tomb Raider guy? Come on, Doug.
I like the voice. That was about it. Everything else just looked too weird.
Oh, wow, Doug. You're better than everyone else because you didn't like Lara Croft's pixelated chest.
Even at that age, I'm like, this is odd. This is really, really odd. Let me tell you a video game, like, attractive.
Zero Suit Samus?
No, not really. And Tifa's growing me. Like, yeah, originally I liked Jessie, and then I'm like, well, okay. I mean, like her and Tifa are kind of the same. They're pretty similar. I forgot about this one. Oh, what the hell's her name? Soul Calibur, the lady with the sword whip, whatever that was. Was it Ivy? I think.
Soul Calibur?
Oh, Soul Calibur. Let me see. Is that her? Yeah, that's her. Oh, she was awesome. But here's the thing. Everyone's going to think, oh, yeah, like the really scanty, wearing nothing. No, that the captain outfit. Like, that was cool. That's something where it's like, I want to see her just like barking orders. And if not, she's going to like slice you in half with the sword whip and stuff. Oh, she was cool. She was really, really awesome.
We just learned so much about you, Doug.
Probably more than you need to know.
Also, I love over on YouTube headshot. Remember, safe search on, Doug. You've already made that mistake once today.
I was trying to type that in. I'm like, okay, again, probably opening Pandora's box here, but let's see.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. The goodbye scene at the end of All Dogs Go to Heaven might be my favorite moment of acting from Burt Reynolds. Even though it's just his voice, I don't know if I've ever heard a more genuine delivery from him.
I agree. It's a very well done moment, and the animation in that scene is great too. It's a very quiet scene. I like it starts off literally demonic, like, hellish, and then it sort of lightens up a little bit. So there is kind of this in between of feelings going on in that moment. But yeah, no, I agree. I think he does really, really well there.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits and All Dogs Go to Heaven. What do you think of Anne Marie?
She's, how do I put it? She's very believable as a little kid. Almost too believable, where it's like, yes, I believe what's going on, but at the same time, I just don't find kids that age as like the focus of a story that interesting. You know what I mean? So yeah, she does work, but I'm not gonna act like that's like one of my favorite kid characters. It's actually for the opposite reason. They almost make her a little too real in the story, that she just wants to talk about, dollies and the horsey. It's this horsey's birthday, blah blah blah. Like, cute, but I'm a little bit more interested in what's actually going on in the kid's head, and that is there. It's just not the main focus, if that makes sense.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Jack Black as Slappy in the movie?
About as good as any other Slappy I've seen, you know what I mean? It's not like he's bad, it's just I never found the character that interesting or that scary, so he didn't really do much for me.
And we have caught up here, so woo!
Alrighty. Probably because half of YouTube is down.
Right.
But we can take advantage of this. We can answer.
We have 10 minutes. That's awesome.
Yeah, very nice.
Voice actor Bobby G over on YouTube says, "Do you have a favorite has-been hotel antagonist? Mine is Vox."
Let me see. Hotel. It's another one where why does it keep? So it's doing this weird thing where whenever I highlight something and I type over it, doesn't type over it anymore. It types after it. I don't know why it's doing that.
That's so weird.
Yeah. What's the TV guy again? Is that Vox?
Yeah.
That's Vox, and I like the I forget his name, kind of the pimp guy.
Valentino?
That was really mean to Angel Day. I think that's it. That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked him too.
Roseman, thank you for the $2 super chat. NC with Steve-O to review his films. He is YouTuber too.
I do like Steve-O quite a bit. I like him. I am more thankful he turned out the way he turned out. You know what I mean? If you know his history and everything. So that's one of those where it's like you see him and you're just like, boy, that's really inspiring. That's like, and I like, you look at him and you feel good seeing that. And he's doing good stuff and he's a good interviewer and everything. So with that said, I know he did the Jackass movies, but again, how much can I get with that on YouTube? So top of my head, I can't think of doing anything, but yeah, it sounds like he'd be a cool guy to talk to.
Laughing Stock Media over on YouTube says, "Hey Doug, no question. Just wanted to say I've been watching a long time and love your work. Thanks for everything."
Thank you for watching for so long.
We appreciate that. Sean 49 Doctor over on Twitch says, "Thoughts on Buster Keaton's film The Cameraman? So far, it's the only film of his on the Criterion Collection." That's interesting.
Yeah, that's actually very easy. Very interesting. That's another one I gotta just look at images. It's funny though, when I said that, I'm like, I bet it's him carrying around that huge camera with the tripod and everything, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. And like on the car and stuff like that. This is one where I don't know if I've seen the whole thing, but I definitely seen segments of, and it probably makes sense to watch the whole thing because there's a Criterion version of it. So I'll try to sit down and watch the whole thing.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Ever watch Scariest Place on Earth?
I don't think so. Yeah, no, it's not ringing a bell.
Blablik Block over on Twitch says, since Honest Trailers just made one about it, how about doing a Disney December on There Will Be Blood? It's made by Miramax, right?
I have it on the list. It's not this year. If I get to it, it'll probably be here next year or sometime after that. But yeah, I've been curious to talk about that,
July
or interested in talk about that. That's the term.
July Media over on YouTube says, what are your thoughts on the 2004 special Popeye's Voyage: The Quest for Pappy? NC review on it sometime in the future?
I don't think I know it. Try to check it out.
Power Gamer over on Twitch says, favorite Always Sunny episode. I just started season 9, and some of my favorites are The Gang Solves the Gas Crisis, The Nightman Cometh, and Mac and Charlie Die.
I like the one where they put on the show, the musical. I like my favorite one is probably the one where Charlie's actually really smart and he's kind of the reason the whole place stays open. It's like the one thing he does really well is when the inspector comes over, the health inspector, he gets everything ready and they almost do it like Birdman where they do a lot of it in one shot and you just really feel the stress of that moment, but the way everything is timed out is so great. And yeah, I don't know why. I just always like when I need to calm down, I just need to see somebody else going through something really stressful. I like that episode.
Jordan over on YouTube says, hi Doug, been an NC fan since the beginning. Will you ever do a review of Like Mike, both 1 and 2? P.S. My grandma on my mom's side passed away yesterday. We're so sorry to hear
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's so sad to hear that. I never have seen Like Mike. I guess I'll write it down. I'm sure that's nostalgic for a lot of people now. So yeah, I'll put it down.
Ramirez over on Twitch says, what are your thoughts about Mighty Mouse? I never watched him, but he's getting added to MeTV Tunes, so I might watch it.
Now the question is it the original or is it the Ralph Bakshi one? Because he did do a version that's honestly I remember being kind of fun. I kind of remember getting a few laughs out of it. But yeah, the originals are cute. They never did too much. I mean, like when I was a kid, I loved them obviously, but I do remember getting to the Bakshi one a little bit, just for how strange it was.
Batfan over on YouTube says, what version of The Shining do you like better, the US or international cut?
Do I not know what the international cut is? Let's see, international cut of Shining. I've never heard of this. I'll try to look more into it.
Master Mario over on Twitch says, I asked ChatGPT what would happen if I broke your thumb. It wasn't good. It said you would be mad at me. You might sue me. Fans would turn on me, and I would feel guilty. So, I'm sorry.
It's okay. They're still here, so it's all good.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think.
All right, we think. Is that a threat? Batfan over on YouTube says, what version of The Shining do you like? Oh, I just read that. Sorry. Mr. Cool Plants over on YouTube, that's where my mouse was supposed to be, says, have you seen Late Night with the Devil?
Yeah. I didn't like it. I didn't feel it was very believable. I thought the acting was over the top. I didn't really get the idea of making the Amazing Randy the villain. I thought that was very weird. I didn't think it was that scary. I guess I was just more curious where it was going. The look was very good. And that was part of the problem too, is that it looked so real that when the acting was going, it was so hokey and so obvious that it just took me out of it. So I know a lot of people that liked it, but yeah, I could not get into it.
Rosie the Vampire Trans Queen over on Twitch says, hi Doug, I loved your Titanic movie reviews for so long. So my question for you is, are you ever going to review the Tubi movie Titanic 2? And don't worry, it's not an animated one.
So it must be good, yeah. Yet there's still a rapping dog in it, weirdly. I've never seen it. I don't know if it's something my audience would get into or if I have that much passion for it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just try to see it on its own if it really strikes me as something I really want to talk about. Maybe I will.
Call Me Geo over on YouTube says, hi Doug and Heather, love you both. What's your favorite types of cuisine? For example, I love Mexican and Japanese food. What do you like?
Uh,
Japanese food for me, 1000%, but I also lived in Japan for a year, so, you know.
I do
There's
like
that.
Japanese food quite a bit,
I
and
really
and
like
Chinese.
Indian food too. Oh man, I never know what to order, but
Yeah.
everything I ever get is like magical.
If I go to an Indian buffet, that is just paradise. Because I'm with you, I never know quite what to order. But if it's laid out on a buffet, I'm just like, I know what it is. I recognize that. I can make out what that is. You know, sometimes I can even kind of guess the spiciness of it. And yeah, man, that's the word magical because you get like the naan with it, and then the chicken too. It's just make me hungry for it right now. Yeah, maybe it's that. But I don't know. There's very few foods in terms of like from different places and stuff that I don't like. I can't think of any at the top of my head where it's like I don't like food from this region. No, actually, that's not true. A lot of British food I don't like. But yeah, aside from that.
Gabriel Kane over on Twitch says, with the new Anaconda reboot coming out, could we get an NC for the original one with J-Lo and Ice Cube? There's a lot to make fun of from that film, especially Jon Voight's stalkerous stare.
I never have seen that movie, and that would be a good excuse too. And I have heard there's a lot of stuff you can have fun with. So I'll write that down. Possibility.
Travis, thank you for becoming a member over on YouTube. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that does bring us to 8 o'clock, actually, there.
Alrighty.
Or at least
Thank
my
you
computer
so much.
says that. I know my computer sometimes is wrong, but no, we're all right. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for being here. We super, super appreciate it. In case you have not heard, we do not have stream on Friday, both here, YouTube, and Twitch. Doug is heading out, going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. We're all just leaving this weekend. I'm so sorry. So no stream on Friday, but Malcolm will be back on Twitch tomorrow playing more Silent Hill F. So if you want to come by and scare the heck out of Malcolm, he got scared so bad last week, he literally jumped out of his chair. So I'm just saying it's a lot of fun. So we may not be here on Friday, but definitely come back to Twitch tomorrow for some Malcolm getting scared. But yeah, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And thank you so much. We'll see y'all later.
Bye. Goodbye. 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 I was